Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. I'm pretty sure, as you guys can see in the title, I am going to be showing you guys how I did my makeup back in high school. So it'll be like high school, university days type of thing, because I actually didn't start wearing makeup up until I was about 16 years old, and I only put eyeliner at the time. So I'm gonna kind of combine a little bit for what I did throughout the years, and obviously at the time thin eyebrows was a thing, so we're gonna try and carve the thin eyebrows. Oh, I'm gonna hate this. So before we get started, for me showing you guys how I did my makeup back in the day, which is very embarrassing, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell so you're notified when I do upload a new video, and don't forget to give this a thumbs up if you like to see my agony, and don't forget to follow me on my Instagram handle right there. And let's get started with the video. So just a backstory of how I did my makeup. I was a tomboy back in the day, believe it or not. And I was a tomboy up until about grade 10. That's when I kind of just put eyeliner first, and then it just stemmed off from there. But when I was 16 to about 22, I didn't really put that much makeup on. Throughout the years, I kind of played around with eyeshadow a little bit. Did not suit my eye shape whatsoever. It made my eyes look smaller, if anything. And I only put concealer under the eyes right here, but I will show you guys anyways. And it wasn't until maybe about my mid-20s, about 26, 27, that's kind of when I actually started to put on foundation a little bit more. In my earlier years, I just put on concealer underneath my eyes and covered this spot right here. I didn't really do anything really. Put blush on. There was no such thing as highlighting back in the day. There was a lot of frosted highlight and thin eyebrows though. Boy oh boy. But anyways, enough rambling. I'm gonna show you guys what I did. I can't replicate my hairstyle, unfortunately, but I will show you guys some pictures throughout this video of how my makeup looked over the years. I hate myself for doing this, actually. I'm obviously going to put some eyeshadow on to show you guys what I did. Back when I started to do makeup, I used no primers. I didn't know what the heck those were. I used nothing on my eyelids, my face, nothing. And by the way, when I did my skincare, it's not as extensive as it is right now. What I did was I had a cleanser, I had a toner. I don't think I had a serum, but my moisturizer was Vaseline. Not the actual petroleum jelly. It's like the Vaseline, the lotion, right? So I used that for my face. I know. I was young, okay? I didn't know any better. And YouTube wasn't really accessible to this kind of information back in the day. So we live and learn, right? I obviously do not have the eyeshadows I used back then, and even if I did, they would be expired by now because I've been over 10 years at this point. So, ew. Anyway, so I'm gonna go in with the Morphe Artistry palette. I'm gonna try and replicate the gold eyeshadow I always wore for whatever reason. Don't ask. How I did my eyeliner, it slowly got better over the years because I had whatever, and then I did a wing liner. This is gonna be painful to watch. So what I did back in the day was I had more of a loose pigment, and what I did was just plop it all over the lid. We'll see how this goes. So I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little closer so you see what I did back then. This is gonna be great. I got my trusted mirror out here. Oh my goodness. So I'm gonna try and replicate it. As I said, I'm gonna go into this shade right here and probably pick up some other shade, maybe the top one, just to replicate the gold pigment. Because what I kind of used was a goldish antique looking type of shade. I'm gonna try and make do, but you guys will understand what I mean. So I used no primer on my lids, guys. There was no such thing back then. I used it later on, but at the time there was no such thing. So this is what I did. Just a shader brush and packed it on. The loose pigment was a little bit more pigmented, obviously, than pressed, so bear with me. And I did not have a fluffy brush or anything. This was all that I did, okay? This was all I did. And like whatever was kind of left over, which wouldn't be much, I kind of like swirled it around, and that was the way for me to kind of like blend. I was like 16 years old, okay? I didn't really have much brushes or at all, so I made do, right? And I didn't want to use drugstore eyeshadow brushes because they hurt my eyes. This was basically what I did. Oh my god. For some reason, I like just gravitate towards the gold. I don't know why. God, I can't. I really can't. Oh, this is looking mighty fine. Mighty fine. I did have a flat brush to use as highlight. I don't have it anymore. It actually like broke throughout the years. So I'm gonna try and use something else to kind of replicate that. And what I used was just like white eyeshadow. Plain old white eyeshadow to highlight right there. I mean, it kind of helped with the blending a little bit because I didn't really have much of a blending brush, but this is what I used. So I went to the same KKW palette just to help highlight. And it was a lot brighter. I hope the camera can pick it up, but yeah, it was like I used a white eyeshadow, and yes, it helped brighten, but then you know, I looked kind of silly with just like white there. I hope you guys can see that. I did have a small brush as well to help deepen that up a little bit. Again, this is like later on in the years where kind of like used darker shadows. So I'm gonna go back with the Morphe, and I'm gonna pick up, I think I used a more black shadow. I think I used like Carbon back then or something like that from MAC, and I just like went in. And I don't know what's going on the other side of the door right there. One of the pets is like going crazy. Yeah, so there was absolutely like no placement for me. I just kind of like went ham. As long as like it looked dark back here, that's all I cared about. I tried to do like the kind of like the cat eye, but because I wasn't really that experienced, it didn't look this excessive, but you get the idea. Like there was absolutely no such thing as blending out for me, but because of my OCD right now, I might just blend it out a little bit, just a smidge, because it wasn't this harsh. Like I forget like who I was watching back then, but I'm just like, oh my god, they make it look so nice, and here I am strutting around thinking that it looks amazing. Clearly not. And I swear to you, I'm actually like, trying not to make this look so ugly right now, but this is the reality of it. Like I walked around like looking like that, like Also, keep in mind that these aren't the exact colors that I used back then. Like, it was over 10 years ago. I don't even remember what I used. But just basing on the photos, it was bad. What I do know is that I first used like pencil liner to kind of like tight line my eyes. And as time went on, that's when I started to use like liquid liner, and I got better doing my eyeliner. But basically what I did was I just went underneath, you know, just tight line my eyes. I kind of like did a mini wing because I didn't know how to do a wing back then. I tried to make it look kind of smoky at the same time. So as you can see, there's a bit of a wing there. From what I remember, there were times I put like eyeliner like on my waterline as well, like right here, because it was a thing back then. And I never put mascara on my bottom lashes either. I did use a mascara base like later on, because even back then I had trouble using mascaras. So I used a mascara base. My favorite before they discontinue it, the Shiseido mascara base. I love that. It was so expensive as like a high schooler, just like repurchasing that, because there was nothing else that really held my curl. And then I didn't put any eyeshadow underneath my lower lash line either. So yeah. So I'm gonna curl my lashes and put on any mascara because my lashes don't like to hold a curl. All right, so I put mascara on my top lashes, disregarding my bottom ones. And you know what? I don't remember how I even blended out my my concealer back then. I know I did my under eyes, but I don't remember how I blended it out. Like, did I use my finger? Or did I have a brush? I don't remember. All right, the mascara's on. This is perfect. I do need to carve out my my eyebrows though, because my eyebrows were a lot thinner back then. So I'm gonna take a concealer brush and we are gonna carve out my brows, mimicking how they looked back in the day. Obviously this is not gonna be perfect. Oh my god. I remember the last time I saw my brows this thin. I think they were like something like that. I think they were a lot higher back then. Just like, I looked a little evil. I don't know why, I just did. Yeah, that seems about right. Oh my god. I don't know what I was thinking, you guys. I followed the trend. I followed the trend. Like, thin eyebrows were a thing. Oh my god, this is so hard to look at. I think this looks about right. I think my eyebrows were a little bit thinner, but the gist of it's there. Okay, so I actually don't remember if I did my concealer with a finger or a brush, but so I'm just gonna end up using a finger because I didn't have much brushes back then, so I probably didn't end up using it. And this is how I did my concealer, you guys. I'm pretty sure we remember this. Please tell me y'all remember this. The damn triangles. The damn triangles. And I didn't even wait for it to sit either. I went in. I'm pretty sure I had a brush. You know what? I'm pretty sure I had a brush. There's no way I blended it out like this. Yeah, probably had a brush. Okay, so I'm gonna use a brush because I don't recall ever blending my concealer out with a finger, I think. I have no idea what brush I used. Because some of these brushes I had was from like high school too, and I don't remember what I used, to be quite honest with you. There's a good chance I've used this one, this Sephora Pro Contour Highlight, even though I probably used it for under my eyes. Yeah, I don't know what else I used, so we're gonna go with this. And the concealer that I used was like about my skin color, so it wasn't like bright, too bright or anything. It was enough to like cover my dark circles basically, right? Because that's how I understood concealer was, to conceal, right? But as time went on, we all understood it as underneath the eye should be a lot brighter than it is than the rest of the face. And I don't remember if Beauty Blender was a thing back then because I blended this to my the rest of my skin somehow. Oh my god, this is so hard to watch. I know this looks absolutely horrible right now because my concealer is a little bit too light compared to the rest of my face. I did not use foundation back then, so this is what it is. I can't believe it actually went out like that. I only did my under eyes, did not even consider the rest of my face. Maybe I could try and blend this out just a little bit, just there's no way in heck now that I will go out without a primer because the texture and the settling to fine lines is unreal. But when I blended it out, like this kind of blended to my skin and it's kind of like undetectable in a way, or how I saw it. I obviously wore blush, and I usually wore Lancome blushes because my mom had a whole bunch of them, so she just gave me some. So we're gonna stick with the Lancome theme, and I'm gonna go in with a plum because I usually wore more plummy shades growing up, and yep, this is exactly what I did. I put enough where the moment I saw color, and then that was it, and then I walked out the door. So I got ready in probably like 20 minutes or so. It didn't take me too long, but clearly this is the result of it. There was no forehead highlight whatsoever, no nose highlight, there was nothing else. I would put some lashes if I could find any. All right, so I found some lashes. These actually look kind of nice. I don't know how they will look on me, but you know, we shall see. The lashes I usually wore were more I don't want to say spiky, like they had like the cat eye flare. So the ones that I usually wore was the MAC lashes. I think they were number 20. I could be wrong with the number actually. If they're still available, I'll put up a picture somewhere, but those were the ones I wore the most. Okay, maybe I could trim these a little bit more. Yeah, you get the idea. Okay, so I'm gonna take off this one right here and chop some off because it's making my eye feel very, very uncomfortable. Alright, so here's an idea of how I did my makeup back in the day. Let me zoom you guys out. So this is an idea of how I did my makeup back in the day, you know, back in high school. If it was elementary school days, then I had a ponytail, but I wouldn't have makeup on. And as time went on, I had the side swept bangs, but this is basically my makeup days, and it'll take me about 20 minutes, which is about the length of what I recorded, minus the talking, of course, and that would be my makeup. I don't know if you guys can really see compared to the other photos, but it did make my eyes look smaller. It didn't like make them look accentuated. It looked horrible. And this blending, guys, nah. And throughout the day, my eyeliner definitely smudged because I had nothing for it to kind of like set. Eventually, I learned to use eyeshadow to set my eyeliner, which it definitely helped throughout the years. But before that, no, that was basically it. I'm gonna call Ryan to see what he thinks of my makeup. Hey, babe.
What'd you put makeup on for?
I did my makeup back in high school.
That looks terrible. Even Alex is upset by it.
So, rate from 1 to 10?
I'll give you like a 5.
For effort?
Yeah.
Anyways, you guys, that is it for today's video. I am going to take all this off because this is horrendous to look at. And I also need to go to bed. Anyways, I'm gonna take this off like I said and head to bed. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video and my suffering. Oh, that was a lot of suffering. So anyways, I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.